Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel Cactus, the channel where I wrap up lifestyle content for you in a series. If you are new here, I'm Becky Kwanga. Thank you so much for tuning in. This new series is all about taking our power back through manifestations, self-affirmations, mental wellness, all of that. I am pumped, I am excited. I can't wait to see what we all learn and what we all manifest in our lives. I know some of you are expecting me to do the Airbnb hosting series, which I told you I was going to do, but I tried shooting it, tried editing it, and I was struggling. Like it wasn't working, it wasn't happening. And you know what? I listened to that and I was like, I can't. And my spirit led me strongly to do this series on self-care, on mental wellness, on, taking our power back. And I'm glad I listened, and so here we are. In this episode, we are going to learn how to take our power back through affirmations, the power of the mind and the tongue. I have brought on someone very special to help me out with this episode. She is a powerhouse in this area. I've seen her do this and watch it work in her life, and I was like, you know what? She has to come on this show. So if you are interested in learning, keep watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please leave some comments below as you watch. I would love to know what stuck out to you. Lastly, support your sister. Hit that subscribe button, honey. Hit it, hit it. Without further ado, everybody give a warm welcome to my sister, Deborah Kwanga. Woo-woo! This is my lovely sister, Deborah Kwanga. Deborah Kwanga is a mompreneur running her own career consulting firm where she takes your CVs to the top level, getting you that interview and the job you deserve. So if you need your CV revamped or you need any other career consulting services, Deborah is the girl to get in touch with, or should I say the lady? So I'm gonna leave all of her details in the description box below. Just scroll down past all of the words, okay? Her email will be there. She has helped so many people. She even has testimonials on Twitter, okay? So this is legit. So check her out. Hi sis, so welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule. I know you're so busy. So.
I know. I'm a fan, by the way.
Oh, you are?
I'm a fan. Wait. Subscribe. You see that button? Yeah. Yes.
So should we jump into it?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. If you guys see us taking glances down, it's because we have notes, We want to make sure that we're covering everything for you guys, yeah?
Yes.
So Debs, let's talk about the power of the mind, right? The power of the mind, the power of the tongue. We can actually get what we deserve in life with this and with this, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did all this become a reality? Because let me tell you something, right? Every morning, Debbie will come out with some new revelation. We'll be sitting down having breakfast and Debbie will be like, Becky, man, this. And oh my God. And let me tell you, in the last, I would say from 2020, I have watched what she's been manifesting come to pass and surpass. So how did this become a reality for you?
Let's say I think I became very serious about this when my son was born. When you become a mother, things change. Apart from your body and a whole bunch of other things, there's a lot that changes, especially when it comes to the mind. And suddenly you have this little human that's looking up to you. So I think when he was first born, I was just trying to get used to being a mom, number one. Trying to figure out how to get my life back. My hormones were all over the place. But after I settled into the whole motherhood, I realized that there's a human looking up to me. And for so many years, even for you, for those of you who watch, I'm sure you're subscribed. For those of you who watch this and know me, I used to always put out these, power of the mind, power of your words, you can believe in yourself. But honestly, can we be honest? I did not believe half of that stuff.
Yeah, can I like interject? Like for me, and I'm gonna be honest, like what we're talking about today, I literally just started it like last week. Because we grew up in a very conservative Christian, background, and we were always taught about, yes, the power of the tongue, da 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 da. But let me tell you, when I started applying this to my life, and this is only last week, I could tell I wasn't doing what I thought we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, we were brought up in church, so shall we get real?
Let's get real, honey.
Let's get real, honey. Look, there was a lot that's been said in the church, and growing up in church, I honestly found that some of the worst people were church folk. Let's keep it real, okay? Yes. I just want to keep it real. I have nothing against church. I have nothing against Christians. I mean, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian myself. But however, there were certain things I noticed that church folk in church, they're like, oh yeah, hallelujah, praise the Lord. But then as soon as they stepped out the door, things changed. Their mouth. I was like, yeah, really? And I was one of those people. So I'm not talking like judging. I'm talking because I was one of those people. So I have to say that I decided to become very intentional keyword, intentional about really changing my mindset, the way what I thought and the way I spoke, because those kind of flow together. And I would say that I actually started this. I even told you I started this in June 2019. Yeah. I've been trying to do this for a while. I think my life, there had been this constant cycle of the same things happening over and over again. And that's the thing about church. It's like sometimes they say the struggle is your God testing you for greater things. I was done. I was like, yo, what's up with all this testing? Come on. What did you know about test?
My test.
You need me, Sasa. I know. Yo, I was done.
Yeah.
So I had to really sit back and reflect. I was done because things were happening. It was the same thing every month, every year. Starting the process again. And I came to a point in my life where I just said, no, this has to stop.
Yeah.
And I became intentional because number one, I have a little son. And this son, I don't want him growing up and pretty much living out the kind of life I had to walk through.
Yeah.
I want to kind of instill certain principles in him, ways of thinking. I do not want to condition my son. And that's the thing. So many of us were conditioned.
So much conditioning. We have so much conditioning.
So much unlearning.
So much unlearning to do. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I had to go through so many steps. And here's the thing. I am not teaching you some quick microwavable, miracle, wonder-working, powerful, secret magic right now. I am just, we kind of want to give you tangible steps you can take.
Yeah.
And everybody's journey is different. My journey was different. My sis will probably start manifesting things in 3 weeks. I started in 2019,
it is happening.
yo. 2019. We're not talking about last year. We'll come to that now. But 2019 is when I actually became intentional. And once I decided to become intentional, that's when I started coming across individuals that would speak about this stuff. I came across books. Being someone in business, there's this lady specifically, her name is King Ashley Ann, that's what she calls herself. And she's a social media guru. So I was trying to find ways of, using social media to grow my business. And one time she kind of went off script, kind of like what my sis is doing, and said, you know what? I was coming here to talk about Instagram, but I felt the need to speak about manifesting. And I sat down watching this woman speak for 45 minutes about manifesting, the power of the mind, how to visualize what you want and really be intentional about it. And that was the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a change.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I would say started my journey in terms of manifesting
Yeah.
what I desired. And that's the thing. It's like growing up in church, some religious institutions say wanting money or certain things is a sin or it's wrong
Or it's the root of evil.
money is not the root of evil.
No, it isn't.
How did you buy your food today? Did you buy it with pancake? Did you buy it with a piece of hair? No, you needed money.
Oh.
It's the love of money, greed. That is what the root is. That's the root of evil, not money.
Yeah.
Money is what you need right now. It's important. That's how we no longer do barter.
Yeah.
You business, you're bartering, Nisha.
So basically, manifestation is a process as to which there's things that we have to do in order to get the things that not we want, we deserve, because it's our birthright. There's a difference between, oh, I want it, but I deserve it. And maybe we can talk about these self-limiting beliefs before we get into how, how to manifest, how to get the things that we deserve. Perhaps we can talk about the things that block these things from happening, right?
Yeah. I think I want to talk about some of the self-limiting. You see how like I'm trying to talk about limitations and it can't even come out into words because of how I have set my mind to just think of progress. So even speaking on limitations is hard. Anyway, I want to give you some of the self-limiting beliefs that I had.
Yeah, I can also share some that I think people will,
that really stopped me from progressing. Number one being I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I don't deserve this. Making money is a struggle.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
That's huge.
That's a huge one. The money won't come unless you struggle for it. Yeah.
That is just wrong. And okay, this was not mine, but a lot of people believe this, that rich people are bad.
Yep.
There's some horrible poor people out there. Some horrible broke people. It's not. Yes, and there's some horrible rich people, but that's down to the individual person. So you cannot judge someone's wealth by,
someone's personality by how much money they have.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's just wrong. Another one was, I'm sure you've heard this, money doesn't grow on trees. That's just a self-limiting belief. All right. Another one was money. Oh, we already said this. Money doesn't come easily.
Yeah, money doesn't come easily.
You have to work hard.
Yeah.
I work in careers and I hear this a lot. You have to know somebody in order to get the job. Who lied to you?
Yeah.
I've been working with so many people who have zero connections and they're getting jobs. And there are plenty of people, yes, who have connections and they're kind of helped up there, but they're not performing to their best ability because things were just handed to them, So do you want to say some?
Let me say some.
Another big thing. It's my parents' fault.
Yes! That's a huge one. And I'm still doing unlearning on some of these things, but yes, that was a huge one for me.
Yeah, that was big for me because I was like, my dad was into my life. I have daddy issues. Okay, yes, we go through stuff because your dad. I was close to my dad, so it was hard when he left. And then being brought up by a single mom, being a firstborn.
Firstborn problems for the African child now.
Firstborns. We should have a society.
Firstborn, secondborn. I can tell you a few of mine. What I decided to do was just pick out some that I thought perhaps many people may have, or whatever. They don't personally mind, but yeah, some of them are. Sorry. So, for example, these are limiting beliefs on work that people may have. It's impossible to make money doing what you love. It's impossible to make money in the arts. I have to be a starving artist in order to maintain my integrity. I will never find the right job, or I will never find a job. All bosses are crappy. My co-workers don't like me. All right, there's a limiting beliefs about self-worth. These are a few I picked. I'm a failure. Things just don't work out for me. Yeah, and you talked about it's all my parents' fault. Let me see. Limiting beliefs about money and abundance.
Oh, this is big.
Yeah.
Hold on. Put that phone down. In fact, put it on silent and listen to this, then you turn it back on.
And by the way, I'm going to place the link to these self-limiting beliefs. I got it off a website called Tony Lana or Tommy Lana. Their writing is kind of funny. But I'm going to put the link below. So if you want to check out, it's 101 limiting beliefs. So you can click on the link and check it out, okay? So limiting beliefs about money and abundance. I never win free things.
That's right. Yeah, I used to say, I never win competitions.
I never win free things.
And I
never did. Earning money requires really hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, you talked about money doesn't grow on trees.
That was huge, though. I'm sure every single person someone told them that.
Look, money just doesn't matter to me. I don't need it. Do you know how many times I've heard people say this? Money doesn't matter to me. I don't need it.
Lies.
The world is cruel and not nice. I'm still learning this.
The world is horrible, but then it's how you respond to the horrible world that's out there. Because there's let's not even get into that.
If I had better education, I could earn more money. Right? Have you had this one? Save a penny, earn a penny.
That's called misery.
All right, let me do what? Let me do someone. Oh my God. Farting. All right, let me do some on limiting about relationships.
Oh, this is big.
Putting yourself out there only results in getting hurt.
That was a big one for me, actually.
Me too.
Me too. In fact, I still don't put myself out there.
Hey,
to be honest.
Let me tell
I'm
you.
busy, but it's big.
The way things have changed for me in this last month when I started doing this, it's crazy how much that opinion has changed for me. Yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. My family is always trying to keep me down.
Are you trying to keep people down?
I just have to put up with what I don't like. And this is for relationships. How many women, especially Debbie, get into relationships and they just decide, I'm going to put up with it? Honey!
No, listen, I know there's fear of people talking about you, fear of the unknown. If you leave a relationship, especially if you've been there for 10 years, or the fact that you have kids together. Honey, if that relationship is not serving you, it's time to walk away. And then don't use the kids. Look, the two of you, these adults, did not get on.
Side advice. Side advice. So now that we know, what self-limiting beliefs are, these are some of the things that can block us. So, let's jump into the law of attraction. So, what is the law of attraction? All right, I'm just gonna read it out here. So don't mind if I look down. This is a philosophy suggesting that positive thoughts bring positive results into a person's life, while negative thoughts bring negative outcomes. So if we want things to manifest in our lives, we have to take action by changing our mindset, okay? So speaking out positively into our lives through affirmations will actually get us what we want, yeah?
Yeah.
So do you want to
delve. Yeah, I mean, again, moving on from self-limiting beliefs, I remember church again. We're going to talk about this quite a bit. A lot of church folks say the law of attraction is demonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where in the Bible,
Yep.
do you know the scripture? In the Bible, it says, as a man thinketh, so is he.
That is the law of attraction right there.
And please, you pastors who come and say, that is what the devil did. Look, listen, take what you want to take, leave what you want to leave. I found a lot of times that when I read the Bible, I was a tiny little bit confused in certain areas. And also, I think a lot of people kind of lumped their own traditions on top of scripture. So it kind of messed. Anyway, the law of attraction basically means if you desire something, you have to believe as though you already have it. It even says that in the Bible, doesn't it? You have to believe. Now you're thinking, that is not realistic. Well, if you believe that you can, I used to say this a lot. Another thing I used to say a lot, but didn't believe myself. If you believe you can achieve something, you will achieve it. Because there's something that happens in we go back to mindset, there's something that happens in your mind when you can visualize what you want. When you can see, there was a study, I should have kind of delved into it a lot more. There was a study where I think some college students, was it athletes, were divided into 3 groups. And I think group number 1 were just told, just go and do whatever you want to do, don't study, don't do anything, just visualize yourself winning. I believe that's what it was. And then group number 2, when they practiced, they were doing the rounds, they were there, doing what they needed to do, but they really weren't focused on visualizing the winning the race. And then group number 3, they just didn't do anything. They just sat, they just, were like, yeah, there's a race coming, didn't do a thing. Do you know those that visualized winning the race were actually as competitive as those who practiced?
Wow.
Now here's the thing, I'm not saying just sit back and do nothing. That's just, faith without works is dead. Sitting down and doing nothing is not going to give you any type of results. The key with the law of attraction is believing, seeing what you want, being very intentional about what you want. Then guess what? Taking action. Taking action. You may not have all the answers. And I'll just give you a practical example. When last year happened, we
will not talk about the blip. I'm gonna call it the blip. That blipful year.
The blip. When the blip happened, I'm sure many of you had to pivot. I myself had to pivot in my career, and before that, I was a full-time mom. I did not have a nanny because I knew that was an extra expense that I did not really want to start
in the middle of a blipful year.
Yeah, it was absolutely blipping.
Yeah.
And so, the cash flow wasn't as we needed it to be. And so I was looking at my cash flow, knowing on the inside, I'd been visualizing, law of attraction, knowing what I want in my life. And I knew in order for me to achieve that, I would have to hire a nanny. And I was like, how on earth am I going to hire a nanny in this blip and pay her? But something said, hire that nanny.
And I remember Debbie would always come up to me and she'd be like, yeah, you know what? I'm hiring a nanny. And in my head, I was also thinking, honey, money, how you going to do it?
And that's the thing. People will ask you how.
Yeah.
You probably don't know the how.
Yeah.
You just have to know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. It's a learned trait. You have to learn you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
So people look at me like, this chick is crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I knew I had to hire a nanny. Now, here's the thing. My son was not too welcoming to a lot of people. So I knew I had to attract, number one, the right nanny, a nanny quick enough, and someone who would be good to my son and they would get on like really, really well. So I was like, okay, this is happening. I actually wrote it down on a piece of paper. And so I didn't even know where to start because I had had all these nightmare stories of nannies. But I said, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to get a good nanny.
Yeah.
So I remember writing it down. And then I went on Twitter. I was like, yo, Tweeps. In fact, you can scroll onto my Twitter and find out. I said, Tweeps, I'm looking for a nanny. Can anyone, let me know?
And you're doing this not knowing how you're going to pay her at this point, right?
I don't know how I'm going to pay her. In fact, if my nanny is watching it, she'd be like, what? So I remember I put out a tweet, and someone who's been following me for some time. He sent me a message and said, hey, I know someone. She's the sister of a work colleague. I will send you her number. So I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. It took me a whole week. In fact, I called her that day, and then I said, I'll call you on Thursday. This was like, I think, a Saturday. So I didn't call because here I'm like, how am I going to pay this woman? So she called me. She's like, hi, you mentioned you'd call me today for an interview. I haven't heard from you. What's happening? So I was like, okay, come for an interview on Monday. I still did not know how I was going to pay. So I had a figure in my mind of what I was going to pay her. And I thought, this is the kind of figure. It was a big figure compared to what's paid in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, we spoke. She came for the interview and she said, this is the figure I would like to earn. And it's exactly the figure I was thinking. So I said, okay, sure, I'll let you know. Yeah, we'll start with these many days. And she was like, when am I going to start working? She was very insistent. And I'm happy because I think her push kind of helped me. So she literally started, was it the next day?
Yeah. Did she come on a Friday and then she started on a Monday or something?
Yeah, I think she came on a Thursday and a Friday for trial. And now started her full-time role, contracted role on the Monday.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it, her and my son get on fantastic. Like, I mean,
Completely. Those guys are like two peas in a pod.
It's like she takes initiative. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
But the most beautiful
thing, I pay her every month.
Every month on time, somehow that money came.
Somehow, guys.
But what were you doing? What were you doing in between? What were you doing?
I was working. I was writing. I would write down every single day. I would write down 10 affirmations.
And we'll talk about affirmations in a bit.
Yeah, I would write down 10 affirmations, one of which being, I'll share one. I'll share one that I would write.
Yeah.
And one affirmation that I came across during my mindset shift was by Bob Proctor. And I believe he got it from someone else. He's from the Proctor Gallagher Institute. Not Procter & Gamble, but Bob Proctor. And one thing he says, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis.
Look at that. She actually knows it off it. That's how much it's been rolling in her mind. That tells you she's speaking it often.
Every day, man. Every single day.
So you would say this?
I would say that particular affirmation every day. Because, before that, money was not rolling in every day. We were in the family business. And shall we tell them?
Yeah, man. I'm open to being real. The family business got hit, honey. It got hit.
Listen. The family business was expatriates.
Yes.
And Airbnb. What shut down? Flights.
Flights and expatriates left. Woo, that blip here, man. Blip. Woo. Thank you, Lord.
So when I say
There wasn't anything coming in, honey. Though thankfully the Airbnb.
The Airbnb, thankfully, we were having.
Thankfully the Airbnb.
It brought stuff, but then when the money comes in, it's just going to pay
off bills.
It's going off to pay bills.
Yeah.
You're not earning a salary.
Mm-hmm.
You have a kid. I had a kid.
Yeah.
That I had to buy Pampers for. Mm-hmm. Make sure he's got everything correct. And your kids need to be entertained sometimes. And it wasn't easy. But you know what?
It's not easy.
It wasn't. In fact, it's interesting. The blip year was one of the most peaceful years of my life. That makes zero sense to you guys. Well,
it was my worst and best year because because for me, I stepped out and did stuff. Like this YouTube channel. I had been talking about starting this YouTube channel since 2016. And I'll talk about it every year. I'm going to start a YouTube channel.
Tell me though, but I used to tell her, you need to start a YouTube channel.
I have it written in my diaries. YouTube channel. And in 2020, the year when nothing was going, I was like, F it. What else could go worse, man? Even if 2 people watch my show, I'm going to do it.
Yo. That's also the year I decided to get serious with my my career consulting because I've been doing it for years. In fact, I had launched in career consulting in 2015 before
you had started on it.
Yeah, I was living abroad at the time. I was living in the UK to be specific, but toxic marriage, divorce, and a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I started before.
Praise the Lord for freedom.
Yes. Hallelujah. That's a whole other
yeah.
But I in fact I started I think around the end of 2013, 2014. I'd started in this. I'd started getting PR in the UK where I was starting to kind of grow, and then boom.
Yeah.
I was smacked down.
Yeah.
And so this is why I say, like, in fact, funny story, 2020, I had sent an email. I'd started doing like a few of these career things, and I sent an email to my email list saying, oh, I'm no longer going to do careers.
Look at that. And now you're thriving. And now she's thriving, guys. And I'm not talking about small thriving. She's thriving. Anyways, so what I'm hearing so far is literally visualizing.
Yeah.
Visualizing what you want, specific things, writing it down, meditating on it, rolling it in your mind, taking action.
I think taking action is the thing that people
tend to miss out.
Yeah. And then also speaking.
Yeah.
There's so much, like you said, there's power in the tongue. There's something powerful about the pen. And, yes, we have our iPads and everything, but there's something powerful about picking a pen, that paper or journal that you have, and writing it down. Mm-hmm. It does something to your brain. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get scientific. Yeah. I'm not a scientist. But yes, it does there's something powerful about speaking and writing it down.
Yeah.
And being consistent.
Being consistent about it, which means every single day.
Every day.
I decided that I'm going to wake up. First of all, I'm a night person, right? And I can slowly see my life already becoming a morning person. I decided, this is how I used to go to bed. Most of the times I would just go to bed from social media. I fall asleep scrolling on Twitter, and then I would wake up in the morning scrolling to Twitter. Like literally, the first thing I pick up is my phone. Scroll, scream, shout. Just stupid manenos, eh? Hey. Starts with an M, E, and ends with an N. Woo! Anyways, and now I decided I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning or earlier, and I'm going to spend time meditating, grounding myself, speaking out affirmations, I'm going to do that before starting the day, and I'm going to do that before going to bed. Whoa! Oh my God! What? Lovelies, I'm going to stop the video here. Wasn't this powerful? Have you learned anything so far? Is there something you will apply to your life? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. Next week, we will continue this convo. We will be touching on vibrational frequencies, law of attraction mistakes, self-affirmations, and steps to manifestation. I am so pumped. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Support your sister and hit that subscribe button. Help me spread the word. Share this video on your social media. Remember, if you need your CV revamped or you need other career consulting services, I have placed Deborah's contact details in the description box below. Scroll all the way down, you'll see there. I've also placed links to the 101 self-limiting beliefs that we spoke on earlier. So, have a great week, guys. See you soon.